your sinus orca. The orca lives in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the mighty Pacific and beyond.
Welcome to SeaWorld's Orca Encounter. My name is Jules, and I'm so honored to introduce you to this intriguing and majestic animal. There's nothing like seeing a killer whale up close and learning about them and their natural behaviors. We hope today's Orca Encounter gives you a better understanding of these amazing animals and all that they represent.
While they are found in every ocean, orcas living off the coast of Iceland are quite different than those near Costa Rica. In fact, there are at least 10 types or ecotypes of killer whales. An ecotype describes the differences between killer whale size, physical form, prey, social structure, and habitat. As you can see, the differences are subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side. Orcas are adapted perfectly to their environments. And even the whale's black and white coloration has a purpose. It camouflages the outline of their bodies in the water, making it easier for them to surprise and catch their prey. When viewed from above, the black of the whale blends in with the dark depths of the ocean. When viewed from below, the orca's white bellies match the brighter surface of the water, blending with the light above, giving them the perfect camouflage.
A natural wonder. And Makani and Kalia are going to help me show you some of their physical characteristics. Their blowhole is perfectly designed for catching a quick breath at the surface of the water. Even the location of his eyes works to their advantage. It looks like their eyes are located in the white patch, but that is a visual distraction. Their eyes are actually located in the black area, just in front of the white patch, camouflaged from thrashing prey. The tall fin on the whale's back is called the dorsal fin, and that is used to stabilize the whales as they swim and help regulate their body temperature. The dorsal fin has no bone or muscular structure, which is why you can sometimes see it bend or curve, unlike the pectoral flippers, which have 5 bony digits inside of them, just like the human hand. Pectoral flippers are mainly used for steering and stopping. lobes on either side of the killer whale's tail are called tail flukes, and that is the killer whale's engine, propelling them close to 30 miles per hour, which is about as fast as some of our speedboats. But they swim the fastest and use the most power when propelling their nearly 10,000-pound bodies all the way up and out of the water.
Social animals with a well-defined social structure. An orca pod is always led by a female. Though just half the size of her male counterpart, she is in charge. It's all about attitude, not size. Because they live and work as a group, orcas need to communicate with sounds and body language. Orcas use clicks for echolocation or navigation. Whistles to socialize in the pod, and calls for group coordination and hunting. Vocal development studies here at SeaWorld show that early on, calves learn vocalization from their mothers. But as they grow, they learn from others close to them as well. This is a bottlenose dolphin call that Shouka learned and even taught other killer whales here at SeaWorld. In fact, orcas are the largest members of the dolphin family. Whales here and in the wild use vocalization to communicate all the time.
Like all animals, killer whales can use body language as a form of communication. Pectoral slaps can be used at the surface to show dominance and to get noticed. For example, a mother could use a pec slap to get the attention of her calf. But when they really want to be heard, they breathe. Spy hopping is a way for killer whales to coordinate and get a better view of their surroundings while they hunt. Is another form of communication that killer whales can utilize both in the wild and here at SeaWorld. Amazing communicators, so it's no wonder they're at the top of the ocean's food chain.
Killer whales work together to rear their young, protect their pod, and most importantly, pursue and catch their prey. Every day they cooperate to survive in the wild oceans of the world. The orca's hunting techniques are as varied as the whales themselves. Norwegian killer whales will circle herring, herding them together. The whales use sounds to coordinate with each other and to disorient the herring. With the fish confused and contained, the whales stun them with their powerful tail flukes, making for an easy meal.
Whales in the southern hemisphere will capture sea lions by pulling them right off the beach. Watch as Nakai comes to demonstrate a very similar behavior. Antarctic orcas will actually create waves that wash over floating ice, knocking unsuspecting seals right into the water. Watch as Shouka demonstrates a very similar wave-making technique, showing off some of the many impressive and complex hunting abilities that killer whales have developed all around the world. Now, we just saw these waves crashing in front of you, but you can't truly imagine the amount of water displaced until you've experienced it for yourself. Luckily enough, tonight we have a very brave little volunteer who is going to experience the power of the killer whale tail. What do you think? Are you ready? Come on down, bud. Everybody give him a big round of applause. Okay, remember what I talked about? You sit right there, you hold on tight. I'm pretty sure they said that if you hold on nice and tight, the tighter you hold, the warmer the water gets, okay? I'm gonna go check. I'll be right back. Hold on tight. Animal on Earth. It is the actual size of a blue whale. It is 5 times longer and 50 times heavier than a killer whale. So how is it a whale the size of Shouka and Nakai can take on a whale that size out in the wild? Well, it's all possible because killer whales are the ultimate team player.
In this example, we see the larger male orcas surround the sperm whale, forming a perimeter, while the females continue to drive the whale forward until it reaches exhaustion. The calves then move in to join the adults in the group. Whatever their prey, killer whales always cooperate and hunt together, making them a very successful prey.
Play is a very important part of everyday life for killer whales. It's how they teach their young whales to hunt and develop their skills as they grow. Killer whales spend tons of time showing their playful side, both out in the wild and every single day here at SeaWorld. Porpoising is when a killer whale swims fast at the surface, breaking out of the water briefly. You can see them doing this when catching a ride in the wake of a boat or when surfing in an ocean wave. often rub their bellies on rocks when they can. We see our whales demonstrating a very similar behavior, just like the whales in British Columbia. Imitate each other in the wild. We see here at SeaWorld all the time. The whales are constantly mimicking and learning from one another. Playful behavior does have its purpose. In the wild, the killer whale could use a tail whip as a hunting technique to stun fish. But today, I'm pretty sure these whales are going to keep stunning all of you. Amazing animals all day, every day, which has allowed us to create amazing relationships with these gorgeous animals that allow us to give up amazing medical care, optimal health coverage, and enrichment. All 9 whales in this pod take a very active role in their own health and well-being. For example, we can ask them to present their tail flukes, which allows us to obtain a blood sample from the main vein that runs through the surface of their flukes. We can even ask them to slide out onto a scale, as you can see Orkid doing in the video behind me. We weigh the whales once a week to make sure that the youngsters are growing properly and that the adults are maintaining a healthy weight. We can even ask them for a breath sample from their blowhole, and all of this is possible due to the amazing relationships that we've built here at SeaWorld. Now everybody, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to a very special whale. Up on stage, we have Orkid. Let's give her a big round of applause, everybody. Now, Orkid was the first whale born here at SeaWorld San Diego in 1988. This whale is an absolute genius. She loves enrichment, she loves learning new behaviors, and tons of playtime with her trainers. Orkid is joined with one of her best friends, Nakai, who just recently had his 20th birthday. Now we challenge these amazing animals each and every day to engage and stimulate their mind. Diet, exercise, and tons of play all keep these animals in such great shape.
The whales here at SeaWorld have helped killer whales in the wild by participating in many research studies. One ongoing study monitors the whale's heart rate and breathing to understand how marine noise pollution from ship engines and other sources affect wild populations. In another study, scientists from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, took measurements of the killer whales living here, including pregnant whales. By comparing these measurements with drone footage of killer whales in the wild, scientists are able to monitor the wild population's nutritional and reproductive states. Other research has been done here at SeaWorld on the mother whale's milk composition. This research will help create an effective model to understand how toxins in the ocean impact wild killer whales and their milk supply. What we learn from the whales in our care every day is actively helping whales in the wild survive. And just by being here today, you've supported our rescue, research, and conservation efforts all around the world. If we work together, like the killer whale, we can protect the future of the Orca, this beautiful planet that we all share.